Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another gameplay here, and we are testing out the Sturmtiger, or Sturmmoser, or something like that. I mean, weird names for a weird tank. To be honest, it is kind of hard to use. You kind of need to get used to it. It's really kind of hard to aim, because the bullet drop is just completely out of everything that you ever shot. So yeah, the bullet drop makes it very hard to use sometimes. But if you use the rangefinder, you will be fine. It's funny actually because it has kind of a laser rangefinder kind of thing. It's not as fast as a normal laser rangefinder that you see in modern tanks, but in game it has kind of a semi laser rangefinder, kind of, you know. In real life, I have no idea how they aim this thing, or at least knew where it was. Probably just for using scales, you know, with windows and doors and buildings and stuff like that, and just kind of guessing. Because the bullet, the amount of damage that this 380 millimeter do ammunition does, like, look at that, it just exploded the M4. So yeah, but in game is very hard to use it, because you are very slow. You are Tiger 1 basically. So but yeah, with being, I think, even heavier than a Tiger 2, and then the main problem obviously is the 40 seconds of reload time. But to be honest, you're not going to be using this thing to actually grind or anything like that. It's just for the joke of using such a tank, right? It's not something out of the... it's not like a meta tank, obviously. But the thing is, it's precisely that, right? It is so derpy and weird that it is fun to use. And as you see here, I'm normally using the 200 meters as a baseline here. But yeah, it's... look at that. You just think you're going to hit the target, and then it hits a wall in top, before it, and then you just, yeah, you have to wait and wait and wait. Whew, and wait. So yeah, it's complicated, right? But it's still very fun to use it. And I think if I'm not getting this vehicle for myself, this is a rental. But if I were to use it, if I were to get it, I would just keep it, just because it's so fun to use it. It's so weird, man. The armor is very good, actually. It has some some weak points on the hull, obviously, because of the driver port and the gunner's port and even the machine gun. But beyond that, it is very strong armor in general, you know. Lower glacis is a little bit weak, but still it is pretty usable in the sense of taking shots and not dying instantly, you know. So as you see here, we are just waiting for a target, protecting the base, and that's probably the main, you know, strategy that you can use in this the Sturmtiger. It's just covering a place, you know, so kind of camping. I know it's kind of weird, but the thing is, you have a very good rangefinder, and with that you can actually hit plenty of targets, you know, just using it, you know. But it is still, with that, it is still very difficult, even with that. So yeah, the sniping from long ranges is going to be tough, especially because the muzzle velocity of the rocket is, yeah, it's slow, so it takes a while to the target to get there. So if the target is actually, to the projectile to get there, so if the target actually knows that you're there, and knows that you are firing at it, he will try to just drive a little bit. It's like a big bump. The best way to use it is like this, right? See? You have plenty of time sometimes just to aim properly, and 100 meters. And yeah, to be honest, the aiming reticle is just weird. Once you start the battle, just go for the 200 mark there with the zeroing. it will help a lot for you to hit very close targets as well as longer range targets. For some reason, the first 100 meters is like a very long scale, and it just doesn't make sense, you know. It really doesn't make sense. Sorry, I'm kind of tired, but still. um, the main problem with it becomes the reload and the mobility. Obviously, the mobility is very limited as well, so it has everything to be a very bad and kind of boring tank, to be honest. But it's such a large gun and such a weird sensation of destroying a target with such a high caliber rocket that it becomes very, actually very, very fun to use it. Don't do what I am going to do in the upcoming minutes here. I will try to actually go for it and try to kind of attack the targets. But that's the thing. I mean, if you take a side shot, you're dead. If you take a back shot, you're dead. The only armor that you actually have is in the upper glacis of the Tiger itself, you know, the upper part there. So yeah, it's kind of weird, right? So as you see, yeah, that's the gameplay, you know. You just have to wait and wait, and then sometime in the future something will happen. So yeah, here we are moving up, and I saw a target there. Try to aim. Look at the speed on the measuring range, 300 meters. And then I was like, yeah, feels fine. And he hit it before the target. So, and then if you miss the target, you have to wait so much time that, yeah, it's... You really need to be careful with that. I saw a tank there. I knew that he was going to go back. But yeah, the reload, I should have just waited for the reload where I was. But as you see here, I mean, halfway of the reload, the target is in my 12 o'clock. And I cannot fire on him. And he's just destroying. I don't know what this Tiger was doing, actually. And then he eventually saw me. And I mean, look at the amount of reload rate that I have. I'm just waiting. And then he shot through my driver's hatch. So, yeah, that's a main problem with the tank. It's just the reload rate, right? But it's such a weird tank that it is very, very fun to use. And it is worth it to get it. Here we have Japan. So let's just comment on the match itself. These maps are not the greatest thing ever for tanks such as this, but still, you know. I will take a shot from the right side here. Yeah, took out my tracks. And I saw him, but he eventually just moved behind a house, right? So I am kind of stuck. So yeah, I need to just repair, see if everything works better a little bit, and then eventually I move it up. As you see, I got down there to try to kill the guy, but yeah, it's complicated. Look at my reload. I actually tried to shoot at him before, but I just missed, and he just destroyed my driver's hatch. He actually tried to shoot at me on the gun breach, which is, yeah, one of the ways that you can actually kill this tank. If it's reloaded and you shoot it at the breach, it will destroy the tank. So you really need to be careful. I just made a screen here with smoke to repair the tank. I need to get this mallet working again. So yeah, repairing a little bit. And then, yeah, I saw a target there. But yeah, I need to reload again. So yeah, it's so much time, man. It's so much time. It's almost boring to play this tank, to be honest. It is fun, but just because it's weird. But it gets old fast, to be honest, because the reload is so huge, man. It's so huge. It's not even a joke, man. As you see here, my smoke was too much even for my taste. But I needed to just reload the gun, so I was fine with it. So yeah, I saw a tank here. There was a T-34 up there, as you see, but he was going there. And then I maybe did a mistake, I don't know, but the T-34, I mean, I was going to shoot the guy, and then Yeah, the T-34 actually killed me. So it's frustrating sometimes. I mean, why did he turn? I mean, come on. And I spawn again. And a T-34 or something was back there. Up there. As you see, the Sherman. Probably the guy that I was trying to shoot at. So get the distance. 500 meters. And then when I shoot, I died for a bomb. But I got the M4 at least. And here we have one of the last matches that we see. That you're going to see. I mean, it's complicated because this map it kind of has some good spots for you to actually get some good kills. But it's problematic, you know. 1,000 meters, you see. I'm trying to just get the shots and stuff, but it is hard. You eventually miss the target. See the amount of explosions? Just huge. And then you have to go back and reload. And yeah, I decided to move up a little bit. And yeah, I saw one T-44 there. Exploded him. As you see, if you aim it correctly, you can get a lot of very, very cool kills. But it is a tough tank to actually drive, you know. It's very limited in many, many ways, as I said during the video, but it is very, very fun as well. I decided to move up and eventually I died for a side shot. But anyway, this is it for the video, guys. And it is just a very, very fun tank, but it is hard to play. So consider that when you are going to keep it, okay? So I see you guys on the next one. And bye, guys. Subscribe. Be a member.